This episode of the podcast is sponsored by Anchor. Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. It's free, and the creation tools allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will also distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on platforms like Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. All right.
Hello.
We're back with another episode of the podcast. We are currently sitting in my room today and not in Charlie's room because his parents has friends over apparently.
Surprise. Yeah. Well, stuff happens. It is how it is, unfortunately. Luckily, Davis is a nice host that he allowed me to come on over. So,
yeah.
here we are.
Here we are.
Back on
Back
the
again.
Back on the beanbag again. It's been a while.
It's been like 3 months since you sat on that beanbag, Charles.
It has been a while.
It's missed you.
Yes, it's missed my fat ass.
All right, but what happened during this week for you, at least?
Right. We didn't talk about... Oh, no, we did talk about... We saw Venom last time. So
Yep.
that happened a while back. What happened this week? I went to the city, go to the Whitney Museum to go see the Jasper Johns exhibit. That was pretty cool. He is a pop artist, for any of you who don't know. He's 91 years old right now, and is actually living in Connecticut, specifically Sharon, Connecticut. Funny enough. Everyone go bother him. No, I'm just kidding.
We're showing Doc's address right now. It's 42 Blankwater Drive.
Yeah. You should all get air horns and start blasting outside his door. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that.
We will never dox anyone on the show,
especially not decorated artists.
Yeah.
But his exhibit was really cool. Got to see that park on pillars or whatever.
The one in the water.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
That's a pretty cool park. We just kind of walked around a bit. We had to walk through a couple streets that smelled like piss and weed, so that was fun.
So it smelled like New York.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I would say there's a good chunk of New York that just kind of smells like that. Well, not all of it, obviously. Certain streets.
Well, I feel like once you go to Central Park area, it smells fine because there's enough nature to purify the air. But anywhere else, down by the water, no, at least
7th Ave kind of stanky. I'm gonna be honest. But otherwise,
Hell's Kitchen, I don't think smells the
Penn
worst.
Station, I would say, is when it stinks a lot. I'm like, oh my god, dude.
Those Philly, Pennsylvanian people,
now,
disgusting, filthy. Filthy Pennsylvanians.
Listen. I ain't trying to start a war here. But, otherwise, it's been just work. I figured out a cheat for one of my classes. Not a cheat, I just figured I could just do all my work in a week. So I'm aiming for that to get it out of the way for one of my classes. And then, otherwise, been fine. Yeah, I'm just trying to manage my time better. And kind of trying to get back on the groove with exercising because I just got off the back of a surgery. So trying to get back into shape. But, hitting that nice solid 200 pounds, baby.
200. I'm at 190 right now.
Nice.
I'm keeping it pretty good, though. Because I walk around 6 miles a day at school.
Nice.
Because I'm always constantly walking back and forth between my dorm, my office, and then the my classes. And next semester, right? I had my meet with my advisor this Friday, and she was like, "Yeah, you need to take in order to be a full-time student, you need 12 credits, which is 4 classes." Mm-hmm. And I was like, "Oh, I need 6 credits to graduate, which is only 2 classes."
Yeah.
But I chose 2 other classes I wanted to do, which is color correcting with my current documentary professor, which is really great.
Yeah.
And then another one for 2D game art with another professor for the game development. I'm not sure if I want to do that one, but I think it'd be kind of cool to work on 2D games with using art and stuff. Maybe
there's a cool pixel app I'll show you when you come back next time I have. That's very cheap and really well done. Okay. It's if you want to do pixel art or whatever, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to do pixel art. I kind of want to do a Skullgirls kind of fighting game where
oh yeah,
I have so many frames I need to draw and so many body parts that I need to do.
Cuphead-ish, that sort of style. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just more games like that, please. It would take forever to make.
Oh, development time, yeah. But it's one of those things, right, where it's that's what Johnny Utah and Spaskid's doing for Newgrounds, like the Nightmare Cops. It's all hand drawn, animated, like because this is what you used to do back in the day for Flash. It was all hand animated games, pretty much.
Yeah.
For what are better or worse, like they're kind of like just bring it to the forefront of like actual like indie game stuff, because like it's hard to explain. Because like Skullgirls is like a really fun fighting game because it's got one waifus, but two, it has more like fluid mechanics. It looks better than the 3D like versions of fighting games like Tekken 7. Like Tekken 7 is made to be realistic, but like it kind of like you kind of break a couple of things here and there.
You have dudes with the hairstyle of a V. I don't. It's
like one of those things where it's got style, it's got nice feel, and like it's made for like this kind of overall hardcore fighting game audience.
Yes, and I think that it's like art style wise or like art direction for that game, top tier. It's really solid. That and Dragon Ball FighterZ also.
Yeah, that's Arc System. Arc System Works does a great job with like the 3D, 2D stuff because like they physically have to go in and keyframe all like the breaking points for their models, because if they do it like automatically and like let the computer handle it, it won't work as well as you think it would. But yeah,
I would say the height though of 3D style like in terms of realism fighting games, it will always be Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat's always been like at the forefront of like realism because like they want you to feel like all of this skull breaking, that kind of stuff,
and that makes sense. But in terms of just like overall art direction, I definitely lean more towards Skullgirls and Dragon Ball FighterZ. And also, you're talking about classes. I forgot to mention like one of my classes for next semester got canceled. It was it was a storyboarding class.
Oh, that sucks.
And I was like, man. But now we're thinking of
alternatives,
having an internship instead, just to fill up the time. And I was like, that's a pretty natural thing to add on.
Oh yeah. Oh, I almost forgot about the other half. Like I need one more class, so it's not too hard for me to go find another class inside the course curriculum or whatever to like fill the last 3 credits of something easy like a 2000 level course and be like, yeah, I'm a senior, but I'm just taking this class to get the credit. I'm going to take a C or above.
Yeah. You're there. It's what it is.
And like the thing I want to do though is like a independent study with the department. So I'm like, yeah, I think it'd be good to like make like a documentary of like all of our senior projects where it's like we're kind of just we take a couple concentrations for like web development, web development, 2D animation, 3D animation, and like some other and game design, and kind of like make a little video for next year's students. Be like, hey, this is what you need to think about over the summer, or even partially start over the summer to start getting your ideas down when it comes to your senior project. And it's a documentary, so like obviously there's only 2 people in the department who actually can like advisor me. The head of the department, which is Heather, and then my documentary teacher, which is also Heather. 2 different Heathers. But yeah, and like for my final documentary project for the one I'm taking now with Heather, my documentary teacher Heather, we have to pitch 3 project ideas, which is pretty fun. The first one I said I was like, oh, I'll just do your sort of like thing, like how SVA, how it kind of what you learn, like what's been happening over the pandemic. That's my first idea.
Yeah.
Second idea is to do like do the video that I said before, where it's like, okay, we get interviews and testimonials from like students, like show the progress and whatnot. But I feel like that would need more time to like bake overall.
Yeah.
And then the last one would be a video about like the pandemic and how it changed how a couple Yu-Gi-Oh players like me and Dylan, my old roommate, played online, like how it changed, like how we kind of saw the game and like what we did afterwards after the pandemic hit. Mm-hmm. So like, they're all really solid ideas in my point of view. I don't know if we have they're going to take a vote on it. It's like, oh, whoever votes on it and like this is what you have to do, which would kind of suck because like the last project one is kind of one of those things where I'm just like, yeah, it's interesting for me, but like I kind of don't want to do it because it's all like Discord interviews, which kind of sucks,
Right, yeah, it's not what you want to do.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, I'm just like, not worth the difficulty for that one. That's why this project too the last
too
one.
many moving parts.
Yeah.
I get it.
Too many scheduling things.
It's hard when you have to. It's hard to because it's like you have to not only account for yourself but everyone around you, and it's like very much like if you have too many people involved, it could be like a very hard thing to handle. I totally get that. And I mean, obviously you're not asking them to do too much, but it's like you got to make sure that everyone's ready to go. No one's delayed.
Yeah.
No one's everyone like is able to at least come up with a concise and easy to understand like what's going on with them. Like that's understandable. And God forbid they only have Skype. I mean, Jesus Christ. Or Zoom.
Even Zoom is just like sometimes better, but like I kind of hate Discord now just because it's got that sort of like just kind of like pandering feeling to it now, where it's like it's not trying to be too hardcore gamery or not like too basic that diverts from the gamers,
Yeah.
So I'm
It's like the
like,
OnlyFans situation where they're like they're disregarding their core.
like the core audience that made
Yeah.
it big, but like I understand like why they shifted to like normal people because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Which is very smart marketing in my opinion. It's just like it's kind of just like you're ignoring a part of your audience though.
Yeah. And it's like, well, it's funny. I should tell you the story. It's funny that like how mainstream gaming is now, and just like everywhere. I saw, dude, in the fucking. I mean, kids are a natural thing because kids always love video games. But I just saw like a kid with an Among Us shirt in the restaurant that I went to go for Mexican food.
And you just wanted to go full Anakin on him.
Among you just fucking stab him.
Among Us, stab him with a lightsaber.
All right, guys, let's call a meeting. And the parents are screaming like, "What the fuck?" No.
Why does it look like Vegas?
No. Venom. No.
Venom.
What was I gonna say? Games, right? Shit. I lost track. Fuck. This is annoying. This is embarrassing.
I don't think I played that much games. I know Metroid Dread came out and Mario Party is coming out soon. I'm not sure if I want to get those games just because like I don't want to. I'm just probably gonna wait for them to go on sale or something like at GameStop for used.
Yeah.
And do it that way. But Animal Crossing also is getting a big free update, which includes like a bunch of new things like the Roost, which is the coffee place, and then they're adding like a $25 DLC thing where it's just like, oh, you literally just get the whole Happy Home Designer expansion.
Oh, good.
Really? Which is basically a completely new game overall.
Oh, okay.
Which is basically $25 for like a new expansion. Fuck yeah, that's pretty good.
All right. That sounds like a good deal. I was just so in terms of gaming, I found what I was gonna say. My parents, so they have a setup upstairs in the attic where like what'll be like if they want to watch their shows and stuff in the winter they'll go up to the attic because it's warmer.
Mm-hmm.
In the summer they'll go downstairs to the living room, but upstairs in the attic, like the whole system's a mess. And like they've been trying to get like Apple TV and everything working. Like all right, let me preface this. This is white people problems. This is like hot. Like,
This is not like white people problems. This is like
No, you're
old
right.
white people problems.
well,
This is like people who don't understand technology kind of problems.
this is first world problems. Please, if you're third world, please get the fucking out. I'm just kidding. No, this is so yeah. They're having their whole situation's messed up with that, and they've been trying to figure it out for a long time. Funny enough. My PS4, which we found out, has like Netflix, Apple TV, all that
YouTube.
stuff. And I told Mom, I was like, hey, Mom, everything like you need is on the PS4. She's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, so you're telling me this fixes all my problems? Yeah. And then I showed her how to do it, download all the stuff for her. And she's like, can you teach me how to use it? I'm like, all right, sure. I'm like, has this come back to haunt you? look how the turns table.
Yeah.
Not so high and mighty now, are we? And meanwhile, I'm just like, I don't care.
Mrs. Callahan's a gamer.
She's a gamer now. She's a PS4 gamer. Sucks to be an Xbox. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so I taught her kind of how to use that, and of course, like we did a video just in case if I'm not around and they need help, because I guarantee you, they're gonna need a few weeks to figure this out, or a few days.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just a very funny thing of just like I don't really use it anymore unless someone comes over, and so it's like a weird hand me up kind of thing where it's like, all right, here you go. But everyone now is a gamer. Yeah, but aside from that, my week's been good.
Yeah. In the news of anime, very big news.
Oh yeah,
Disney Plus is really diving into it. They're doing the adaptation for summertime rendering.
really?
Yes, that's a Shonen Jump property, which is very, very dark. And I'm very, very curious to see if Disney is going to take the risk and actually go ahead with the entire story of it. Because it's really, really good. I enjoyed it. I think it's probably one of the best, like, kind of like, not psychological horror, but like kind of horror genre in
Is that
general.
the one with the mom and the son? Or no? Am I thinking?
No, it's the one with the dead girl, like a bunch of monsters on the island. But like, it's kind of a time loop thing where it's like...
Oh. I think I remember it. I have to go back.
Yeah, it's a really good one. I enjoyed it. It finished, and it deserves an anime because I looked at the trailer. Fucking phenomenal. It is actually like compositing to the lighting. Everything's really well done. And then Disney also is investing inside one of their own mangakas, which is anime, because like it's called TWD, I think.
That sounds familiar.
It's like Twisted Wonderland or whatever, or something like that. And it's like all pretty much just like Disney villains or anime boys.
Okay.
And pretty much in my mind, it's like, oh yeah, this is totally yaoi bait in the first place.
Yeah.
We'll see how far that goes, but I'm pretty sure this is probably going to be made for the Japanese audience. So Disney Plus has as an audience in Japan. Yeah. I really do think that Disney Plus right now can be the competitor to Netflix inside this case, because
absolutely,
Disney has tons of money to fucking throw around. Obviously, so like with Star Wars Visions, you saw like they definitely had a budget.
They had money. Yeah.
And the time allowed for them. They had a lot of time to cook all the stuff together. Because like when did they announce like Star Wars Visions? They announced it like in 2019, right? Yeah. Roughly in 2019. It released in 2021. And from that 2-year time span, you definitely should have been able to put in the work and effort and time to create a good product, and which they did.
Yeah, I agree. I think overall they did a really great job. And certain things won't resonate with everybody in Star Wars Visions, but I think overall it was a very good product, and I think they're very proud of that. And obviously they are, because they're making more stuff related to it.
I don't know if we actually talked about Star Wars Visions.
Did we not?
I don't think we did.
Okay.
Because that came out when I was at school. And then I didn't come back until last week, and we saw Venom, and we talked about that one.
Yes, we did that. So let me bring up Star Wars Visions, then we'll just go down the list, I guess, and just give her a quick general opinion.
I have the TV stuff already.
Damn, you're already fucking on it. Never mind.
Yeah. Star Wars Visions. Okay, the first one is called The Duel. It's a 3D animated one where it's basically like a Jedi Sith hunter, basically hunting down Sith kyber crystals, which is pretty cool. I really enjoyed it. Only thing at the end, though, is kind of just like, for me personally, is like, he gives the Sith kyber crystal to the kid. I'm just like, he's like, oh, this war's against evil. I'm like, palm against the forehead. Like, no, that's not how it works. If anything, more people will come after the kid now that you gave him this fucking crystal.
Yep. Yeah, that didn't really make sense to me, but I guess it's like, I don't know, in that world maybe it did that, but it's like, what the fuck? Very cool. Yeah, very cool stylistic choices in that one. Love the fights. I mean, I would say the best thing about it is the art style and the fights, and it's homage to Akira Kurosawa
and old samurai films.
Very cool. Like literally like what Star Wars was hugely influenced by. So I love it. I would give it like, I don't know if we're going like a scale or anything, but I just say I'm gonna love it. And
out of 5, I'd say it's 4. It's a solid 4.
Solid 4, yeah. If it was a 10, I'd give it like an 8. But
yeah.
We're going out of 5.
Yeah, we'll do out of 5. 4 out of 5 stars for this one.
4 to 5.
Pretty good.
Schmuckles. It's very good.
Pretty good. Yeah. All right, number 2, Tatooine Rhapsody. This is the one where
this is the most controversial one. I think people
either love it or hate it, and that's kind of the thing.
Like hardcore Star Wars fans hate this fucking thing. They do not like it. People who other people love this. It's very much like, are you into big fights and crazy bullshit? Or like, are you into big fights and like staying close to the lore? Then you don't like this. But if you're someone who just likes music and animation,
this is more our style, because this is Studio Colorido, which did a bunch of Poketoon shorts too, and they're really good overall as like compositing and art direction. I kind of enjoy this one more than the others, just because like I enjoy the Japanese rock, the J rock and stuff. Like I enjoy the song at the end because it sounded good to me. But in the because I watched this inside the sub.
Did
obviously.
You listen to it and
I did. When me and my roommate Dylan were watching this one, actually, we were just like, the dub ones, because he watches dub obviously, and like this is the great thing about Disney Plus, is that you could have 2 different audio tracks, which is fantastic. That's props to Disney. it's just kind of those things where I just like I don't like listening to like music dub because like it's not doesn't sound right because the lyrics don't match the music, like pacing and whatnot. But when I listen to the dub, it's like okay, this is fine. It seems a bit cringe, but when I listen to the sub of it, it's much more in tune.
Yeah. It just makes more sense. It's almost as if it was supposed to be in
written
that
in
way.
Japanese.
Yeah, it's almost as if it was made by Japanese people who speak that language.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I give this like for me personally, I say it's solid 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I would say 4 out of 5. It's fun. It's cute. I think that the art style is great, and I love that there's like chibi forms of all the characters. It's very cute.
Large heads.
Yeah, I like it. It's
all
good.
right. Now this is the twins is number 3.
This one.
This one popped off hard.
This one is.
But its trigger. If it was any other studio, it would have been totally out of left field.
Yeah.
And I'm just like kind of sitting here and being like, like a bunch of the stuff doesn't make fucking sense. That's in my mind because like he does like a bunch of bullshit powers wise, but like that's kind of the fun thing about triggers that they go off the rails.
Yes, this is very much the don't worry about it. Stop. Just like don't care. Just don't worry about it. Just have fun. We're just going crazy. And
I think like this one too is just like this is more bullshit than like actually story wise.
100%. I mean they're taking a concept like the dueling family feud from older films and stuff like that, and and they're just amping it up to 11.
Yeah,
and they're just having fun with it, and I'm like, all right, man,
that's fine. That sounds fine. I did listen to MPH, not the greatest voice actor. I'm sorry, MPH, not the greatest voice actor. Yeah. He loves Star Wars, and I hate to say that, but like, he's not the greatest voice actor for like anime. You know?
Yeah.
Like he might be really good with like musicals and like other stuff because that's what he does. He's a comedian basically. He plays a lot of the like non-serious roles. But like when it comes to like this one where you have to be somewhat serious, it's kind of like a very weird mixture of like him from other roles, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'd say this is a solid 3.5 out of 5.
I don't know. I give it like for the visuals alone.
It has art style, but like all the other stuff kind of like drags it down with like story and just like all like the bullshit that happens.
I would give it like a 3.5 then.
Okay, number 4 is The Village Bride. This one was the interesting one. Had a really great style, but I would say at the end, we don't really care about the Padawan character. I guess it's one of those things where I'm just like, it never really come to my mind, right? Where it's like, I don't really care about the Padawan. I really care more about like the village.
Yeah, I could see that. I think definitely agree that they're the main focus of the story, but her payoff, like with her coming in, it's like, that's also felt nice because there is like a subtle tie with her in the village where it's like the master was from there. And she has this sort of like, do I help them? Do I not? Kind of feel. And then like before, and like obviously she's gonna help at the end of the day. It's no surprise, but it's just a very emotionally resonant moment, and it's just very cool to see her be like, all right, you know what? Fuck it, I'm betting on this village, or like I'm betting on helping these people, and it's very cool. I like that, and also the art style.
Character design is like
art
there.
direction's very fucking good.
I'd say like art direction is like really there. It's really nice. The nice outlining and like the only thing I would say though is that you need to give her like a better scar because like the little thing on her lip, I'm just like, that doesn't deserve a mask, dude. Like if it's just like
that fucking intricate, I'm like, okay.
It was like you're really hyping like this up to be like she got like default like immediately kind of like clash or something like that. I'm just like, that doesn't look. It looks like she cut herself shaving or something like that. And it's just slowly healing. I'm just like, oh, that's not a good scar, you know?
If it was like a Zuko scar or something, like if it was like
a burn.
Like a burn?
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah, I could see that. But I mean, overall, I really enjoy this one. I would give it a personally 5 for me because I don't know, it was just very emotionally resonant at the end. I was really feeling for the characters.
Yeah.
More so than the others. I think so far, the story for this one's probably the best.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
Not like out of everything else that
we said before? Okay, yeah.
Yes.
It is like one of the higher ones. I would say 4.5.
4.5? Yeah, I just give it a 5 because I love that art style so much.
Yeah, it's a good art style.
Or
but moving on to studio IG, which did the Ninth Jedi. This was probably the one where if you want to show a Star Wars character like what they're doing with this is the one you would show them.
Yes, if this feels like a pilot to a show.
Yes, it's really well done, from the story to the choreography to like just the plot twist in general. This is my perfect 5 out of 5.
This is
even though it is number 5 too, and this is literally the height of like these series over here, because this is one I really enjoy just from the general choreography of like fights. It's grounded, it's gritty, it's actually like people using swords, right?
It's got a good twist.
Exactly, it got good twists near the end. And I was just thinking, it's like, yeah, this is production IG in a nutshell. They did Samurai Warriors. Of course, you're gonna do like actual good fight choreography.
Yes, I think that probably one of my favorite parts about this is the change in color of the sabers themselves.
Right, and it's such a great thing too, where it's like in the beginning, you don't know that, right? So you see, oh, it's such a blue lightsaber crystal, right?
Yeah.
But when Kara holds it, right, it turns like a really kind of transparent green.
Yeah.
But then when like he's like, then you kind of realize, oh, like the father's a Jedi.
Yeah.
And you kind of blew my mind, like, oh, the father's a Jedi. How did I not realize that?
Like, oh shit, okay.
And that was just the coolest part right there. And then pretty much the most like accurate Star Wars depictions, just because of like lightsaber fights in the end, where it's like literally one guy gets cut in half.
Yes, that is really fucking sick. They don't cut away from it too.
Exactly, which is fantastic. I love this one. This is the 5 out of 5 for me.
Yeah, I would say this is like undeniably like one of the better ones. I would give this a 5 as well.
All right, moving on to number 6. T0B1 or Toby. This is the Astro Boy Star Wars, and I'm just like, choose something new. This, funny enough, this was done by a white guy.
Ha! We're the best. No.
This is definitely ranking lower on like the scale of just like story and like overall kind of like aspect of everything.
I would say this movie has too much going on.
I know.
I would say that because I thought about it, right? I watched it, and I felt like there was like 2 separate plots going on in this movie.
Yeah,
because you have the where he wants to be a Jedi,
and the professor part.
Yeah. And I think that if it was just like he wanted to go out and do something, but the professor's like, no, you got to help and save this planet first, or like you got to save this planet because that is your role.
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, that's a very heartwarming feeling about like maybe we don't all get the role we want in our life, but we make best what we do with it. Yeah. And like, if he died instead of dying from a Sith, he died of old age, and then like he came back, or like, so say like he died of old age, and then like the robot felt sad, and then started to rebuild the planet again. That would be cool. And then it would, like, his whole journey would be going around saving planets. That would be fucking sick.
Yeah.
But then it's like, nope, we gotta.
I want to be a Jedi. I want lightsabers. I want force powers. I'm just like, fucking Christ. This one just like a mess. This is. I gotta say, it's like a 2-star. Art style's neat. The final fight scene's pretty cool, but it doesn't carry enough weight like the other ones do.
Yeah, and visually speaking, it's very nice, but it's just story-wise, it's very cluttered, or it's just kind of messy. So I'd give this one like a 3. What else did we put at 3? Was it the? No, we didn't put anything at 3 yet.
No, we did. We did Tatooine Rhapsody at 3.
Oh, was that 3.5 at that?
3.5, yeah. But like this is like probably a little. I'd say this is a 2 because it's like one of the lower ones.
I'll put
honestly,
2.5 to be as harsh as I can be. I put it 2.5 because it still has good parts in it. Like there's still makings of a good series in there, but yeah, it's just execution wasn't great.
All right, next up is number 7, The Elder. This is another good one.
This is also an interesting one because this is like the opposite of Rhapsody, where people who like general the general life
stuff,
like they'll love this, but people who like don't really like that, they just want crazy bullshit, will think like, oh, this is boring.
Yeah,
like I could see that, like. Because I've heard some people say like, oh, this one's kind of boring, or oh, this one's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I'm in the camp of this is awesome.
Yeah, me too. I think The Elder for me was really good just because of like the general plot structure, and like there is an end goal to this, and like the end goal is pretty much there, and like the fight scene's pretty cool at the end too. It's well choreographed as well. It was definitely thought put into like the fighting inside this one too.
It's definitely less flashy, but more like just realistic.
Yeah.
Because it's like, obviously it's not like people are flipping and dipping. I mean, they are kind of, but
Yeah,
like,
this was also done by Trigger too. So like this
yes.
is like the kind of the curbside of Trigger, where it's like the more realistic kind of stuff they do.
Yeah, and I think that the fight itself was really neat. The build up was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I thought the build up was the best, making like just slowly but surely building up this threat, and then it's like he shows up and he's just this little old man. He's just a little older man. He has nothing to do. And then he fucking just pulls out 2 lightsabers.
I think that this one really for me was the best, like a really good like one-on-one fight scene, just because of the last final moment where he kind of like stops his lightsaber, goes forward a bit and like ignites it again.
Yes,
and that was really cool.
Just the fact that like not to catch attention too quickly, and then just being able to pop, and then the fact that like he gave the speech at the end was like, well, the only reason I won was because he was old. Like like if he was like in his prime, I'd be fucked.
All right, give it a score. I'd say 4 out of 5.
I agree, 4 out of 5, because I think it's just
I think they could have done more with a bit more on the compositing side, just because it felt a bit flat in certain places.
Yeah, and also I feel like the ending fight could have been stretched out a little bit longer, but I mean that's
it was a bit quick. I do agree.
Yeah.
All right, number 8, Lapinocho.
This
furry
one,
bait.
Talking about having the plot be a little bit messy. This one had a lot going on, and like I could have felt like
it's like an art style is obviously 5 out of 5
Oh,
because like it's really well drawn.
World building and art style,
it's really well done, but like plot wise, it's a bit of a mess, honestly, because you have like the slave girl's adopted by like the main head family of the planet, blah blah blah. Now she's like the head of the she's a surrogate daughter now, and then now she's like, okay, she's gonna find my sister, or because she joins the Empire. I'm just like, okay, yeah, but like why is there like a lightsaber there? Why wasn't the main head guy wielding it in the first place? Because
well, like it's like I didn't even really understand like how important those two were at the start, like the father and the daughter. Because, like, they just show up and, like, oh, we'll adopt you. I'm like, oh, okay. And then, like, all of a sudden we cut to the explosion happening. I'm like, what?
Yeah, there's a big time skip. I was not a fan of that one.
I feel like what would have helped in that would be, like, just a quick, like
montage.
Quick montage
of like, actually them growing up together and actually bonding.
Yeah, and it's, like, maybe having hints of the explosion happening, or, like, having, like, having hints of their, like
terrorist
having the
father daughter like breaking up afterwards, and this is what it's come to, the explosion at the end.
Yeah, like they have like debates and stuff.
Yeah, because there's not really like big setup or payoff like for like the relationship overall.
Yeah,
I think they were like, I want to do like a Star Wars thingy with the rabbit girl.
Yeah, I want to make cute rabbit girl fight with lightsaber. And to be fair, like the fights are cool. Once again, visually speaking,
it's fantastic.
It's fantastic.
Plot wise, it's a bit of a stringy mess.
It's going for too much, and I feel like if it was just something a bit more centered,
it's like
then it would work better.
It's like a child eating pasta. It grabs a handful of it, but there's still some strands sticking out that it doesn't grasp onto properly.
I don't know how long this one was. I don't know.
It was 20 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, it was pretty long then compared to the others. I mean, I would say either.
I mean, Ninth Jedi was 21, but yeah.
Yeah, like that. Though that's not. It's not the longest, but yeah, it's. They could have. I feel like if they had a bit more time, but once again, if every one of them.
I do think this one sets it properly up for like a actual television show in the end.
Yeah, I think so.
Like The Ninth Jedi, this is one of the things, if they would going to choose something out of this anthology, this is the one you would choose.
Yeah, this feels like a 2-part like episode pilot sort of thing. Where,
yeah.
First one will be establishing who the bunny girl is and where this place is.
I think what they should have done is like they should have like, if it was going to be 2-parter, right? They should have done, okay, she receives a lightsaber, cut the black. Part two, carry that off, and then the fight scene.
Yeah. I think it's exactly. Just setting up like her and the people around her, and just understanding like who they are and why are they even fighting the Empire in the first place. It's like, okay.
Yeah. All right. To give this one a score, I'd say 3.5 out of 5.
3 for me.
3 for you. I also say 3.5 for the art style. It carries it a bit, but not too much.
Yeah.
All right. The last one is Akakiri. This one I would say for like Star Wars like kind of fans, like this is the one where it's just kind of like they get the themes and like the plot devices of Star Wars correct. It's just the art style is a bit hard to deal with because it is Studio Saburo, which is known for like the wacky, weird Devil May Cry Baby, Ride Your Wave, those kind of films.
I will say, I really fucking love this art style. And out of all of them, I think I might have liked this the most. But It's just because it's so different from everything else
Yeah.
we've seen.
It's very flat shaded and the lighting looks good. I do think
Yes.
like the art style is nice, but it's not for everyone.
It's not. It's not. I will admit this, like, objectively speaking, you could say that this is not the best movie, and you might be right. But for me, I think that, like, the tone, the art style, the ending,
The ending was really good. I
Yeah.
actually enjoyed the ending because it was
like,
really
there
different.
are a lot of things I liked about
Like
this.
even like this is like very like out of left field, but like it's a good left field where you kind of get to this point where you kind of like, oh yeah, everything kind of really had a happy ending, but like what happens if we didn't want to do that? Because that's how storytelling is. Not everyone ends up with a happy Disney ending.
Yeah,
surprisingly
exactly.
enough.
I like the fact that the last one ends off with, like, a sinister ending. It's just
Yeah.
very nice. And how'd you feel about the lightsaber effects for it, by the way? I liked it.
I liked it. The sound design for this one I do think was probably one of the better ones.
Yeah.
And overall, kind of like just this was like if you're gonna do like a Star Wars story, this probably be it. Like honestly, like a lone Jedi going to solve a problem on it. Like it's basically Obi-Wan Kenobi and Satine.
Yeah.
This is literally
It just went sour at the end.
yeah, exactly. Well, this is the thing though, right? It's like this could have happened like a what if kind of scenario. Like okay, if Satine died, right, and like Palpatine was there, like oh I could heal her. Like with the Force healing, like and
Yeah.
and like
With
he's like,
Anakin, yeah.
if you give me your loyalty, I will save your loved one. And if Obi-Wan would commit to the dark side, this is what I would say. Because personally, this really harps back to the Mandalorian arc, right? Where it's like this
Yeah.
is Obi-Wan and Satine kind of doing their thing together.
Yeah, and it's basically just like this sort of, well, it's like how every Jedi has always asked the question is like, all right, do you want this connection?
Is the order worth
is,
it?
Is the order worth more than your relationship to this person? And it's like in that moment, that's when the Sith kind of comes in. It's like, hey,
You can have both. Yes.
you could have both it.
Yes, let the hate flow through you.
There would totally be more Sith than Jedi in real life.
Yeah.
There would absolutely be. I mean, I feel like people wouldn't be as sinister, but it's like, I don't know, people would definitely want to just be more like assholes about it.
Yeah. I feel like it's one of those things, right, where it's like there's even like the Jedi Knights are the purists, but like
Yeah.
there's a middle ground. Then everyone knows this if you actually like
Ahsoka.
watch like extended universe stuff, like in like the comics and like the books, right?
Yeah, because the
Jedi were like basically okay. If you're gonna put this like politics kind of stuff, like the Jedi were like far left, like religious folks, but like then like the Sith are kind of like the far right in a way.
They're too. Well, it became less about doing the right thing and more about just following the rules.
Yeah.
It became more about just order in that sense. Where
Yeah.
it's like they think that they know everything is right, or they understand like everything and no one else does.
Mm-hmm.
And it just became arrogant. And it's, at that point, it fell apart.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say like out of all of them, that's kind of my favorite. I would give it a 5. I just liked how it all came together and how just different it was.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I'm a softie.
Yeah, I think this one was pretty good. I definitely give it a 4 out of 5 just
Yeah.
for the ending.
Yeah.
This is really high inside my book just because it's just different.
Yeah,
And I like different.
I do too. Different inspires new things, man.
Yeah.
Different becomes like normal once everyone starts doing it. I mean, I guess that's a weird analogy to say it like that, but basically, once everyone starts doing it, it becomes normal.
Yeah. And maybe, who knows? Maybe one day we'll pitch our own anime show to Disney and make all the money.
Yes. We could call it Owl House 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
The true ending.
I kind of sucks like it's like after 3 seasons, but like that's kind of the standard for like Disney TV
It
shows
is.
nowadays.
It is.
You get the 3, if it does well, you get 2 more seasons, and that's kind of it.
Well, DuckTales wanted to do 4 seasons, but they're like, nope, 3.
I think in the end, right, it's one of those things where it just kind of like, not money wise, but kind of like TV show wise, because Disney's been doing pretty well in bringing in the forefront of new interesting shows.
Yeah.
I think it's become more of like the Cartoon Network of like the 2000s, where it's becoming more interesting and more like watchable.
There's definitely a change from before.
Exactly, and that's good. Change is good, especially in like, this kind of industry where like you need to bring new artists in, new people, and it's kind of like sucks where it's like Nickelodeon's been running the same 3 shows for the past 20 fucking years.
Oh yeah.
Nickelodeon is that stale piece of bread that no one wants to eat at the end of the day, where it's like the end loaf, you know.
Yeah.
It's Nickelodeon's the one thing is like, okay, you eat the middle loaf of it, but like everything else is kind of shit and
You could
bad.
say it's a stale sponge.
Ah, there you go.
Oh, yeah. Pain.
Yeah, but like, what's really good on Cartoon Network right now? Like, I think Gumball ended. Like, and all of the shows that like GC Quintel like helped create have moved to HBO Max, which is like another thing too, where it's like, okay, HBO Max exclusives are fun and stuff, but like, you need to do something a bit different for your main shows and like cycle them out, you know?
Yeah. I'm just trying to think, like, what did they add? Because I can't.
I think the last thing was like Craig of the Creek and like Teen Titans Go. I think Teen Titans Go ended supposedly.
Oh wait, no,
maybe.
they're making a new. Oh no, this is Disney. Never mind. There was the Ghost one. It was like Molly and the.
Oh yeah, the guy who voices Master Shake. I know.
Yeah. I don't know if that's coming on Disney. That's Disney, right?
I think that's Disney. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I was gonna say like that's new, but that's not for Cartoon Network. I think
That's that's Disney.
But yeah, I can't think of like, dude. Remember when Samurai Jack, Dexter's Laboratory, Ed and Eddie, fucking.
I just
Billy
think
and
the
Mandy,
time has passed. Time has moved forward, and overall,
now it's changed.
channels need to adapt to the new audience. And I do think Disney's doing a better job than anyone at currently right now of bringing new people into animation and cartoons.
Yeah, well, like interesting enough, like when it comes to the Owl House stuff, they were planning on doing. Well, they wanted to do like a normal full season. Like she planned to finish the third season to be the final season, but she wanted it to be like 19 or something episodes, like just so that it's a nice.
Yeah,
like,
you have room to spare in terms of like
everything that
writing.
she set up previously would be just
plot
like
lines resolve, neat little knots here and
Yeah.
there.
But they're like 3 episodes, 45 minutes each. Goodbye.
Yeah.
And
I'm just like, that's not a good business decision, like as a company, because like 45 minutes, it's like that's basically just 3 episodes crammed into one like movie, basically like TV special.
It's a movie, yeah.
And that's kind of the disappointing part about that, where I'm like, yeah, you really should just given her that's just like say we're going to compromise with you. We'll give you 14 to 15.
Yeah.
Like, just do that, because like you're going to, in the long run, you're going to make more
least-
money off of it, like through merchandise and whatever.
Yeah. Or at least 10. I mean, like that's what
Or the standard 12, dude.
At least like that's what she had for the last season.
Yeah,
I'm like,
why did you go down? Like, why?
I don't understand, dude. It's like you could have that could still be enough. It'd be difficult, but you could absolutely fit in all the plot lines for everything you need in 10 episodes. Like, I just don't understand what. I guess part of it must have been because of COVID and
production costs
and
for
production
people staying
costs.
at home, not being inside this actual physical studio in the office.
Yeah, and to be fair, like the production behind it is really well done, and like
it's like
it's fantastic, and obviously it's like a really well done series.
It's like, why wouldn't you give the artists more budget for the production if they're all working from home? You don't need to rent out this office space anymore. It's just like, why bother? You could rent it out to someone else who actually could use it. Like,
you're speaking the truth, man.
I just rent it out to someone else and then make money off that, dude.
I don't know what their thought process was. I guess it must have been just they made the decision early on, and they're like, hey, we just got to get this out of the way so we can move on to the next series that we want to do.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, could we not? And they're like, nope, sorry. And and that sucks now because they're probably already in production of doing that now and trying to get the story set. So it's like if they said, okay, no, we're going back to 10 episodes. It's like
you have to break things up, redo a couple things here and there, and
they
like,
have
that
to
would just
redo,
make more money, not make more money problems for them in the long run, which would just be weird.
Switch shit up again, which in reality makes me think like maybe it would be a good idea. Like this is something like way down the road, but to have like maybe like 3 kinds of stories, like have the same story but in 3 separate formats, where it's like a short version, a medium version,
well,
a long
that's what
version.
like some people do is like, okay, here's a recap episode and like that kind of stuff, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean,
because like I'm pretty sure like One Piece did that one for like a off thing, where like, oh, they just split up an entire like movie into like 3 like episodes or something like that. Or like Dragon Ball did that for their movies.
Right.
Literally, the first 2 arcs of like the thing were literally Battle of Gods and Resurrection F. I'm just like, yeah, you totally could just do this inside a movie format and like and just go from there.
No, it's just
but money.
Yeah, and same with Demon Slayer, but money. More money.
Money.
Speaking of Demon Slayer, you see the new game came out?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of like
Neither am I.
the 3D kind of stuff.
It looks cool, but
It might be fun to play with like friends, but like I don't think it's gonna be like top tier like meta like top tier like gaming, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's like one of those things where like the people who are gonna pick up the game are fucking people who do not play fighting games at all, so they're gonna get shit rocked.
Yeah.
It's like the My Hero fighting game was fun because like it was absolutely broken. There's obviously a meta to the characters, and there's no balance patches afterward or whatever. And like, 'cause I remember you and I played the first iteration of that My Hero one's Justice, and like, me and Alex just like kind of just the same characters, and we're just kind of going ham at each other,
just dunking on each other. It's very much like they don't care, and it's like they only care about the aesthetics. To be fair, though, that's what kind of sells fighting games is characters and aesthetics. Like if you heard like.
Soaring Kingdom Hearts for Smash Brothers.
Exactly, right there. It's like, oh, I made this new indie game, guys. It's a fighting game. It's really cool. It's got these really cool character designs. It's like, oh, cool. And then someone comes up and is like, oh my god, Nickelodeon just came out with a fighting game. Oh, really? It doesn't look that great, but it has fucking SpongeBob in it. Let's go get it. And,
I can dunk people with Nigel Thornberry. Fuck yeah.
And to be fair though, Nick All Stars is really great. I'm just saying. It's just a name sells and graphics sell too, but it's like you gotta have to have a like once you have a legacy, like that's literally like what fighting games are based on is legacy. It's like once you've made enough iterations of it, people remember it and people will be like, oh my god, it's Mortal Kombat, Killer Instinct, Tekken, like all this stuff. And it's like once you get that history with it, you're like, oh, okay, I know what's in it, I know what's involved, let me check it out. And it's like, okay, cool. But yeah, I mean, gameplay comes second, and then
aesthetics first. I should have you play Kingdom Hearts 3. I think you enjoy the 3's combat because it's faster paced than Final Fantasy VII remakes, and it just has like better feel overall to it.
Heart is darkness.
Darkness. Light.
Darkness is light.
Heart.
Riku.
Kairi. Sora.
Mickey.
Donald. Goofy.
Shirtless Mickey.
No, back down.
Aw.
But yeah,
I'm still surprised they haven't put in like Marvel or Star Wars into that.
Oh no, he wants like
they absolutely want to.
Literally, the last boss fight in Kingdom Hearts 2 is literally like a lightsaber fight.
I like if they got to manage to put fucking Star Wars in, you get to fight Darth Vader. That would be the pinnacle. That would be like, okay, we've come very far.
Maybe in Kingdom Hearts 4 when it comes out in 2064.
2000, 5000, 5000. Yeah. I don't know. Basically, it never will get.
But yeah.
If they make another one.
If they ever make another, they're probably going to have like 3 side games in between 3
Sora
and 4.
and Kairi have a kid?
What? We're time skip, like we solved all the problems already. Now we're just reboot.
Just want to have fun?
Yep,
reboot. Go crazy? Dominic Toretto.
Nothing's tougher than family.
Darkness can't beat family. Dom, you can't fight him. He has the X-Blade. Don't worry. I've got my car.
That'd be kind of funny, though. I enjoy that. But
Dominic Toretto's turned to a Heartless. It's just fucking...
You're nobody, Dom. You're nobody, Dom. You're nobody. My name's X-Dom. Or Domix.
It's just John Cena.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like fucking Dwayne The Rock Johnson comes in with a fucking car and a vault in the back, and he just swings it. He swings it as at Esmeralda or what her fucking name is, and then knocks her out.
Well, all right. Well, thank you guys for listening for this week's podcast, and we'll hopefully be back in sometime November.
Yeah.
All right.
Go,
bye,
guys. Bye.